I'm working on a new short film, The Unforgiven. It's a mashup of a different film that I wrote about a year ago and tried to finance through a Kickstarter campaign, but it didn't go as well as I could have. Hey, my name is Seb and it's great to meet you, if this is your first time here. On this channel, I primarily discuss topics related to filmmaking. I'm on a mission to share my life story through the medium of film. If that is something that interests you, consider subscribing. Back to today's main topic, the film that I wrote last year, called The Choice. The movie's plot is centered around a chess game between Death and Aiden. Aiden was nothing more than your average Joe. He coughs throughout the film unpleasantly to irritate the audience. Aiden finds himself in a surrealistic situation where Death forces him to play a chess game with her disturbing rules. Of course, life was at stake. In addition, anytime Aiden lost a pawn, he would have to feed Death with a happy memory to make up for it. Any lie would be punished with the life of son that Aiden cared about. The game begins and Aiden quickly loses a few pawns, which prompts him to feed Death with his happy memories, including his wedding, his daughter, and other significant life events. These memories were projected onto an old television in the game room. The game finishes with Aiden losing. He pleads with Death to have pity on him, but Death does not relent. Death shows Aiden the missing parts of the happy memories he forgot to share. While he was lighting up obsessively his next cigarette, Death stands in all her majesty and rapidly cuts Aiden's throat with her sickle. The scene then fades to black. A high-pitched sound can be heard ringing through the air. Someone turns the lights on. It's a nurse. She makes her way to where Aiden is lying in the hospital. The nurse shuts Aiden's eyes and unplugs him from the heart monitor. In the distance, one can make out the sound of footsteps. A man opens a door and reveals a room where Aiden's wife and daughter are waiting asleep. The woman opens her eyes and glances at the doctor as she comes to terms with what has just taken place. After glancing at her kid, she notices that she is still asleep. She needs to figure out how to tell her that she'd never see her dad again. She needs to figure out how to live without the man she loves and how to raise her daughter single-handedly. The film is called The Choice because Aiden always had a choice. He chose to light each and every cigarette without knowing which one was going to trigger his lung cancer. After watching the film, I hoped that some would give up smoking, not to save themselves. People are completely oblivious to any and all warnings regarding their lives and their health, since nicotine is so addictive, even though everyone is aware that smoking is fatal. By putting them in that position of anguish through the use of the film, I hoped to make smokers aware of the suffering they would cause for those around them. That was the main message behind the movie, but the truth is that I built this entire story because I wanted to see the chess game and use all my cinematography skills to shoot something epic. Unfortunately, the Kickstarter campaign failed, and I had to abandon the idea of making this film. But not entirely. The Unforgiven, the film I'm currently working on, will be released in a couple of weeks. It is a stripped-down version of The Choice with a different storyline and outcome on a cheaper set. Of course, I'm not going to tell you what it is about, but there will be a chess game, there will be death. There will be me in place of Aiden, and the short film will be based on a true story. Mine. If I got you curious and would like to check out that movie, subscribe to my channel. And if you liked this video, please let YouTube know that by liking this video. It's free to you and means the world to me. See you next time. Peace.